Welcome to CA Guruji channel. I am CA Pooja Gupta and here I am going to show you how you can file your income tax return, which is ITR-1, in case you are having income from salary or any other source. So if you want to file yourself, then this video is for you. This is in the English language, and if you want to see in the Hindi, then the link is here on the I button and you can check out the video description for the link of ITR-1 in Hindi. Before starting the video, my request is, if you like this video, then press the like button, and if you find it important, then don't forget to share with others. So let's start. To file your income tax return, you have to visit a website which is www.incometaxindiaefiling.gov.in. The link of this website is also in the video description. After opening this web page, first thing is you should have to be registered on this website. If you are new to e-filing, then you have an option here to register yourself. And if you want to know how to register on the income tax website, then the video is here on the I button, and check out the video description for all the relevant ITR videos. And if you are already registered, then you have to log in. So I am a registered user, so I have to click on the login button. But first I want to tell you, if you are going to file your income tax return, then make sure some documents are available with you, which is number 1, in case you are earning salary, your form 16, which will be provided by your employer. Number 2, all your bank statements, because we are filing for the assessment year 1920. So make sure all the documents will be available for the financial year 2018-19. I mean from 1st April 2018 to 31st March 2019. Make sure all the investments proofs are available with you, and if you earned any other income, then those proofs should be available with you. So I'm hoping that you collected all the details. Now I'm going to show you how you can file your ITR-1 yourself. In case you find any difficulty in filing income tax return yourself, you are confused or you don't have much time to file your return, then I'm suggesting you a website which is here on the screen, www.legalsahayak.com. You can visit their website and you can get their paid services they offer to file your income tax return in a very minimum cost. So now let's start to file your return. First of all, you have to click on the login here. After clicking on the login, you have to enter your user ID, which is your PAN number, then your password which you have chosen while register yourself, and then you have to enter the captions. So I am going to enter my details and clicking on the login button. After login, the same page will appear on your screen as here. The first thing is your dashboard. This is your dashboard, and you can do many things when you log in on the income tax website. First is you can file your income tax return, you can link your PAN with your Aadhaar, you can check your 26 AS, which is the statement of your tax deducted. So in case your tax is deducted by any person, first thing you will have to do to check your 26 AS. So here is the video how you can check your 26 AS. Click on this I button to watch how you can check your 26 AS. So I'm going to file online ITR-1, so you have to click on filing of income tax return button. After clicking, your PAN will automatically appear. Then you will have to choose carefully assessment year. I am choosing 1920. Then you have to choose ITR form number, ITR-1, because we are filing ITR-1, we have to choose ITR-1. Then filing type, original return. Submission mode, we are submitting prepare and submit online. More details will appear after submitting the prepare and online button. Some details will be auto-filled, or you can say pre-filled from your PAN database, like your PAN, your name, your date of birth, address, mobile number and email ID from e-filing portal, and your tax details pre-filled from your 26 AS. So major benefit to file your ITR online is that many things will be auto-filled while filing ITR online. Now you have some additional feature, which is if you want to choose nature of employment from your latest ITR, you have to click here. Type of house property, click here. bank details, click here, and if you have filled form 10E for the tax relief under section 18(9), then you can select the checkbox. These details will be auto filled while filing your ITR. So I'm going to click on the continue button. After clicking on the continue button, you can see your ITR is opened, which is ITR-1 assessment year 2019-20. Make sure you have cross-checked the assessment year. Now ITR-1 Sahaj Indian income tax return is for who can file ITR-1. Every individual who is a resident, so NRI cannot file ITR-1, whose total income is up to rupees 50 lakh. So if your total income is more than 50 lakh, you cannot file ITR-1. If you are having income from salary plus one house property plus other sources and agriculture income only up to 5,000, then you can file ITR-1, otherwise not. And this year one change is given in the ITR-1, that the individual who are either director in a company or who invested in the unlisted equity shares cannot file ITR-1. If you choose wrong ITR form, then your return become invalid. So this is the main thing. Now we are coming to the instructions. Instructions are very simple. Don't use back button. Date format should be DD, MM, YYY, and make sure to click on the save draft after entering details after 2 or 3 minutes. We are moving to the first tab, which is Part A, Journal Information. Part A, Journal Information, is about your basic details: your name, your date of birth, your gender, your mobile number, your email ID, and your address. Some details are editable, like your address, your mobile number, and email ID. You can edit and change. And now we are moving to the second portion of the journal informations, which is number 1, nature of employment. So you have to choose about your employment nature. If you are a government employee, then you have an option government. For public sector units, then for the pensioners, so if you are earning pension, then you can also file ITR-1. You have to choose pensioners. And if you are a private sector employee, then choose others. So in my case, nature of employment is others. Then 820 is filled under section 139(1) on or before due date is already selected here. And I want to tell you that for the assessment year 1920, last date to file without any penalty is 31st July 2019. And if you want to file after 31st July 2019, then you will have to bear some late fees. But if you subscribe to our channel, then we will send you the reminder. So make sure to click on the subscribe button if you don't want to file your income tax return after the due date. We are moving on the next tab, and make sure to click on the save draft button. Next tab is computation of income. First of all, the income which you will have to enter here is your salary. If you don't have any income from salary, if you have income only from the other sources, then leave these details. And if you have your income from salary, then I'm going to tell you how you can enter these details with your form 16 to fill exactly as per your form 16. I'm going to show you my form 16 also. First thing here is gross salary, which will be automatically calculated here when we enter the details in these sections. First is salary as per section 17(1), which is given in your form 16. I'm going to show you. You can see here in my form 16, it is exactly written salary as per provision contained in section 17(1), which is 19,14,000. I'm going to enter this amount. So I'm entering here 19,14,000, which is in my form 16. And now the next two details also in your form 16. So let's see. So next detail is value of perquisites, which is 500, and then profit in lieu of salary is 0 in my case. So whatever details here in your form 16, you will have to enter in your ITR-1. Next I'm entering 500, and next profit in lieu of salary is 0 in my case. Next is very important, which are allowances to the extent exempt under section 10. These also given in your form 16. So I want to show you first the form 16, then I'm going to tell you how you will have to enter the details. So here in my form 16, you can see in the allowances under section 10, I have allowances. First is house rent allowance, then children education allowance, and then other allowances. I want to suggest you one thing. If you have other allowances in your form 16, make sure to get the breakup from your employer. Why breakup is important? Because if you enter only other allowances, then you can get notice to clarify what is in these other allowances sections. So make sure, talk to your employer and get the details about other allowances. Other allowances you can also check from your salary slip. My case, other allowances include academic allowance, so which is under section 1014(1). So now I am going to show you how I am entering my exempt allowances. First is house rent allowance, then children education allowance, and then other allowance list. So here in the exempt allowance list, there is a drop down, nature of exempt allowance, which is containing sections and their description. First is leave travel concession, remuneration received as an official by whatever name called of an embassy, high commission, allowances or perks paid or allowed as such outside India by the government to a citizen of India for rendering services outside India, death cum retirement gratuity, commuted value of pension, earned leave encashment, retrenchment compensation if scheme is not approved, and retrenchment compensation if approved scheme, amount received on voluntary retirement or termination of service, tax paid by employer on non-monetary perquisites, allowances to meet expenditure incurred on house rent. So house rent allowance we have to enter as per this section. First I am going to choose this to enter my house rent allowance, which is in my case in my form 16. Now I have to enter one more allowance which is given in my form 16, which is children education allowance. For this allowance there is no specific category. Two sections given here, section 1014(1) and section 1014(2), which contains many allowances, and the bifurcation of these sections is already provided in the video description. You have to check section 1014(1) and section 1014(2) for your allowance category. Children education allowance is under section 1014(2). So I am choosing that section, and now I am going to enter children education allowance amount 1200. Now I have to enter my other allowances, so I am clicking on the add button. Other allowances in my case is research allowance, which is as per section 14(1). So I am choosing section 1014(1) and I am entering the amount of research allowance. Make sure to get the information about other allowances from your employer, and don't forget to click on the save draft button. Now I already added most of the details of the salary. Now the important thing, which is net salary, make sure to check with your form 16 that this should be matched with your form 16, otherwise you will get the notice. Then we have the section deductions under section 16. Deduction can be standard deduction. Standard deduction is applicable from the financial year 2018-19, which is 40,000 for the salary income or for the pension income. So standard deduction I am taking 40,000 rupees. I don't have any other deduction, like here is a category of entertainment allowance and then professional tax. So if you have these details in your form 16, then please make sure to enter these details also. Then you can get to know income chargeable under the head salary, which will be exactly as per your form 16. Next we have to enter income from house property. First you have to choose the type of your house property. Is this self-occupied or let out or deemed let out? In my case, house property is self-occupied, so I am choosing self-occupied. Now here you can enter only interest payable on the borrowed capital. So if you have taken housing loan, then make sure to get the certificate for the year 2018-19 from your bank, which will be mentioning your interest and your principal amount. So you have to enter interest payable on the borrowed capital. In my case, it is 17,612. So you can see there is a negative income in the income under the head house property. So you can claim your interest on housing loan only in the income under head house property. But if you have any other loss from your house property, like if you sell your property in the loss, then you can't use this ITR form, then you will have to file ITR-2 and specifically a notice given here. In case you have property which is let out, then you have to choose let out, and then you have to enter gross rent received during the year. If you have any taxes paid to local authorities, then enter here. Then 30% of annual value abatement will be given to you automatically in this ITR form. And if you have any housing loan interest, then enter the amount in the same way as I already told. In that way your income from house property will be calculated. So I am going to choose self-occupied again. Now most important is your income from other sources. ITR-1 can be filled in case you are income only from the other sources, which can be, here is a drop down list: interest from your saving account, interest from deposit from bank, post office or cooperative society, interest from income tax refund, family pension and any other income. So in case you are having only other source income, then also you can use ITR-1, and make sure to save draft your ITR form. So first is interest from saving bank account. Make sure to check your bank statements, and if you received an interest from your bank account, then you have to enter here. In my case, bank account interest is 12,000 rupees, so I am entering here. The most important thing is income from interest from saving bank account is exempt under section 80TTA up to rupees 10,000. So here you can see in my case interest is 12,000. I am going to entering this interest amount in 80TTA 12,000, and here you can see I got the deduction only for rupees 10,000. One more important thing is that section 80TB was inserted in the budget 2018 for the senior citizens. So if senior citizens have any interest on the deposit, then they can get deduction up to rupees 50,000, and this tab will be enabled only in case of senior citizen, which is very good. Because of this feature there is very less chances of any error. So in my case I already entered 80TTA. Make sure to enter your interest amount also here in the 80TTA section, which is of the deductions. Then if you want to add any other income, click on the add button, then choose the option. Next option is interest from deposit. So if you have any FD in the bank, post office or cooperative society or any deposit, then you have to enter the interest of the same here. Interest from income tax refund. So if you received any income tax refund last year, the interest amount of the same have to be entered here in the ITR form. Family pension. If you are receiving family pension, then choose this, and also you can get deduction under section 57 only in case of family pension. And the next last is any other. So if you don't have any other income from these 4 options, then choose any other, and in case of any other income you have to specify about the income and then enter the amount. So now my income from other source detail is complete, and now my gross total income is computed. So my income detail is exactly right. Now the important details are your deductions. Many persons make savings under section 80C, which is relevant for every person. If you have invested the amount in life insurance, deferred annuity, provident fund, subscription to equity share or debentures, if you are having children and you are paying tuition fees, then you can get deduction of tuition fees under section 80C. And if you are having housing loan, then the deduction of principal amount is also allowed under section 80C. The limit of 80C is 1,50,000. In my case I invested 1,58,000, but because the limit is 1,50,000, I am getting deduction only rupees 1,50,000. Section 80CCC to 80CCD2 is for the contribution in the pension scheme, whether NPS or any other government pension scheme. I have a contribution in the NPS. I contributed rupees 55,000, but the limit is only 50,000, so I am getting the deduction of rupees 50,000. If you want to know in details about this section, then here is the video on the I button. You can click and watch about these deductions. Next deduction is 80CCG, investment made under an equity scheme. Next is section 80D, which is for the mediclaim. One more good option is given in the ITR online form. If you want to see the limits of any section, simply move the cursor here. and you can see a box appears having all the limits, because Mediclaim have limits according to the age, according to the family, according to the parents, according to your nature. So for the self and family, in case of Mediclaim, the limit is 25,000. For self, senior citizen and family, limit is 50,000. For parents, 25,000, parents, senior citizen, 50,000. So all the limits are defined in this box. For medical expenditure also, limits are given in this box, and preventive health checkup, the limit is 5,000, which is given in this box. So as per these limits and as per these drop downs, you will have to enter your Mediclaim. One more thing I want to tell you, if you paid your Mediclaim insurance premium in cash, then you cannot take the benefit of section 80D, means you can only pay your medical premium by check or NEFT or e-payment, not in the cash. Preventive health checkup you can pay in cash. So in my case, my insurance premium is for self and family including parents. Expenditure is 68,075, but the limit of deduction is 50,000 rupees only. Next deduction is ATDD, maintenance including medical treatment of a dependent who is person with disability. Next is ATDD, medical treatment of specified disease. ATE, interest on loan taken for higher education, only interest deduction, not the principal amount. ATEE, interest on loan taken for residential house property. ATG, donation to certain funds. For the ATG, there is a different tab, a particular tab is given, donation ATG. Get the benefit under section ATG, you will have to first fill all the relevant details here. As per the qualifying amount of the donation, check the limits with the person where you donating the amount, and you have to enter all the details to get the benefit of section 80G. And for donation under section 80GA also there is a separate tab. When you enter all the details here, then automatically all the details will be filled in these sections, which is 80G and 80GA. 80GG is for the rent paid, 80GC donation to political party, 80TTA I already told you, 80TTB I already told you, then 80U in case of a person with disability. So please make sure to enter all the details of deduction as per section 80C to 80U, and then move on to the next part. Next part is about reporting of exempt income. Very important. Many persons forget to report their exempt income, and then what happened? They get the notices. So here is the drop down list of the exempt income. First is agriculture income up to rupees 5,000. Then any amount from the central, state or local authority by way of compensation on account of any transfer. Any sum received under a life insurance policy, including the sum allocated by way of bonus, statutory provident fund, recognized provident fund, approved superannuation fund, scholarship granted to meet the cost of education. As per these sections, if you have any exempt income, then you will have to report here whether it is dividend income. And if you have any other exempt income, then choose any other, specify the description, enter the amount, and make sure don't forget to report your exempt income. In my case, I don't have any exempt income, so I'm leaving this part. Next part is your computation of tax payable. Benefit to file ITR online is that your many details will be calculated automatically like your tax, so you can check your tax. So now our computation of income tab we have filled successfully. Moving on the next tab. Next tab is tax details. One more benefit to file ITR online is that all your details from 26 AS will be automatically filled under tax details. So if your employer is deducted your tax deducted from the salary, you can see in schedule TDS1. Make sure to check your tax deducted details. If those details are not matched with the TDS deducted, then you have to contact to the person who deducted your tax and then request him to rectify the details, and then file ITR only after all the rectification. If there is any mismatch in your 26 AS and your tax deducted, then not file your ITR, otherwise you will miss the credits of TDS. Then next portion is scheduled TDS2. This TDS is other than salary. Tax detail portion, most important detail is detail of advances tax, detail of advance tax and self-assessment tax payments. So if you have paid tax yourself, whether in mode of advance tax or self-assessment tax, don't forget to mention the details here, otherwise you will get the notice like PSR code, date of deposit, serial number of challan and tax paid. All these details will be available on your challan. So make sure to enter the tax payment details if you paid the tax yourself here. Now moving on to the next tab, tax paid and verification. In this page, you can see the summary of your total tax paid, total advance tax paid, TDS claimed, self-assessment tax, TCS, and then total taxes paid. And then next two are most important, amount payable. If you find any figure in this tab, then first you will have to pay the tax. If you file your return without paying the tax, then you can get the notice, and make sure you filled all the details carefully. And in case there is any refund, make sure to check the refund is correct. Moving on to the part E, other information. Here you will have to report all your bank accounts. Most important is number 1, bank account in which refund, if any, shall be credited. Make sure to give the detail of this bank account carefully, because if you give any incorrect account number, then you will not be able to get refund. You will have to enter here IFSC code, and the name of bank will be automatically appear, then account number. And if you have more than one account in your name, then add in other bank account details. So my account details are already entered from my last ITR. Now moving on to the next portion, which is verification. Verification part is very simple. Your name, your father name and your PAN will be appeared automatically. You will have to choose in the capacity of self if you are filing yourself, and in case of death of any person, then representative can fill the return. We have to make sure to save draft. I'm choosing self, and then you have to enter the place. Most important thing is here, please select the verification option. You have to choose any one option from these three options which is related to your e-verification. You can choose any of the option, and that doesn't mean you cannot verify your ITR later. You can e-verify your ITR later also if you choose any of the option from this list. I'm choosing I don't want to e-verify, and then make sure to click on the save draft, and then make sure you have filled all the details, and then you will have to click on the preview and submit button. Clicking on this button doesn't mean that your ITR will be submitted. As the name of the tab, first you can preview your ITR. All the details which you filled in your ITR, make sure to carefully check all the details, and then when you satisfied, click on the submit button, and you will get your ITR V. After getting your ITR, you can e-verify your return. If you want to know how to e-verify ITR, here is the video on the I button. You can click on this link and e-verify your ITR after submitting the income tax return. I'm hoping that this video is relevant for you, and if you file your return after watching my video, make sure to comment yes in the comment section. If you have any query, you can ask me through the comment, and if you don't want to file your ITR yourself, then you can visit this website which is given on the screen. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Please share with others. Thank you for watching. ITR 4 video is already given in the video description. Thank you.
लेटेस्ट अपडेट्स के लिए सब्सक्राइब करें सीए गुरुजी चैनल को, बेल आइकन पे क्लिक करें सभी नोटिफिकेशंस के लिए, और ये करना बिल्कुल फ्री है।